Hey everybody, Ted Terzian, Causeway Marine. I'm just doing a quick walkthrough on the 25SC, which is very similar to the 23SC. The main difference there is just the size basically. They both have heads, toilets, and they may have a little different to set up. Some have porta potties, some have fixed heads, but the rest of the equipment is pretty much the same. The first thing we're going to go over here is where the battery switch is. It's right in this compartment here. And the position right now is in the off position, straight up and down. What you'd need to do is turn it on to the first position. That will allow you to start and run the engine. And then in the event that that battery is weak, you could crank it to the furthest position, which is the emergency position, which will use both batteries to start the engine. And once it's started, you can just switch back to the normal running position. In addition, while we're in here, you notice there's numbered breakers. The designation is right here on what they're for. Some items may be optional. The panels are all the same, so you're still going to see all of them in there. Okay? So at this point, what I'd like to do is let it come up to the dash, give you a little review of what we have up here. This particular engine is a Mercury outboard, slightly different from a Yamaha, but again, it's actually everything else is the same. You're going to have two glass dashes. One's going to have a GPS, and one's going to have your gauge package, your gauge panel. If you look, these are all pre-populated. If for some reason you'd like to change one of those designations or change something that's in here, you can hold that particular item down, hit the replace data, and then go on and put something else in that position if you like. I'm not going to because it's already came as a default, and I'll leave it as it is. Okay? While we're here, you could just look at the dash panel. Some of these items may be optional, but the panel has, for example, on this boat, it has swim platform lights, and I know that's not on this boat, but the panel has it on here. But there are other items that do function. As you can see, bilge pump, interior lights, your docking lights, which are up front, your horn, your anchor light, which is the light above the tower, or if it's a bimini top, it'll be above the bimini. The navigation lights, which are the red and green, in addition to the white. And again, their last item's an accessory, which this boat doesn't have. This boat, in addition, has trim tabs, and they are indicated here. If you look, as you push those buttons down, it actually will bring the bow down. So down is bow down, and if it's on this side, it would be starboard bow down, and if you're pushing this switch, it would be the port bow down. Now what happens is at the end of the day, when you power everything off, these trim tabs will retract all the way back up in the relaxed position, so that the next time you go, they're up, and additionally, it allows the tabs to close up so there can't be any growth on the cylinder. This particular boat also has a water system, and the switching is right here for that. That allows you to have just has a shower right in the back walk-through, which you can pull out and rinse off if you like. Again, back to this control, being a Mercury, slightly different but similar. All these they won't force in the gear until you pull them on the Merc. And they have the trim buttons here for up on the motor and down on the motor. Again, that's something that it will, as far as runnability goes, you really can't do much here on land, but come to the water, that will be easily explained. Lastly, we have the stereo. You hit the source button. That'll turn on the unit. And as you can see right now, it's on an FM channel that's not coming in. So we'll see if we can pick something up. And there we are. Now if you want to go to your Bluetooth, you would hit the source button and then go to the item you're looking for. Go on to your settings. In this case, I have my iPhone. and it's going to pick it up here at the bottom. So right now I have the Rockford PMX. I click that. I source again. I find Bluetooth. Oh, there it is right there. It's connected. It's automatically connected. And then I can source over again. And then what I would do is I would highlight the Bluetooth, hit the center button, and now I can play the music from my phone or iPod or whatever I'd like. Okay, so we're up at the bow of the 25SC. Both the 23 and 25 both have ladders, which are great up front, which you can deploy if you need to, if you're coming onto a sandbar. Also has, if it does have the freshwater system, it may also have the optional bow shower, which is nice, so when you're coming in here, you can rinse off. It's also very handy because your anchor is going to be in this well. If you want to rinse the anchor, you can as well. On the port side, we don't have storage. We have 2 armrests in here, of course. And then on this side, on the starboard side, we do have plenty of storage. Typically inside here would be your table and table pole, inside the storage compartment. And there's actually a spot back here on the wall that you can, that your pole attaches to, and when you're not using it. And of course, when you do use it, you just slide it out of position and it locks right into the base on the wall back here. Now coming back through the walkthrough, we've got the latching windshield. That should be in the last position if you're going to run with it open. For 100% sure, to release it, you pull the pin, roll the windshield over. When the windshield is closed, it must be fastened tight in that position, locked in. Okay? In addition, we have a bifold door. Right now it's in the closed position. You can open it. Just make sure you keep the barrel bolts all the way inserted as far as they'll go so the door doesn't fall out of place. Right here is your head. Okay, this happens to have a fixed head in it, which means that basically it pulls in raw water from the water you're in, bay, lake, ocean, flushes the toilet. All that water goes into the holding tank, and you would have the up front on the bow, you have the fitting, the waste fitting. You would take it to a location to have it pumped out after the tank is filled. If you look inside here, there's a rubber button, and then it actually is your flush button. It's almost like a horn button, and if that would be the way you flush it. These toilets, very simple. The only thing I can recommend is that you get yourself some of the AquaChem blue chemical, and you can pour that right into the toilet itself, help deodorize the. Okay, so this particular boat has an optional arch. These arches are designed to fold down. Really not a huge benefit for that unless you're putting it away in a garage or a boathouse or you have a low bridge. Otherwise, I would leave it always in the up position. To do so, you pull both knobs, loosen them all the way up. Don't pull them all the way out. There's an O-ring holding the knob there. And what you would do then is you would pull down on the actual frame, and then a lock goes in position back here on the starboard side. A little hard to do with one person, but I'm going to try to wrestle it back up again. And right now it's in the lock position, and then in order to release it, we would push it down a little lower, release the lock, and let it come back into the normal position. Here we go. Okay, well done, Ted. While we're here in this area, just real quick, this has the little storage compartment. In addition, this has an area for, they'll call it a cooler. This is insulated, and you can put your drinks in it. In addition, we have the fender clips that come with the boat. There should be 4 of them, and I'm going to show you in the next video how to install those. Okay, while we're on the outside here, a couple of quick things. This is the fender clip. It slides in, locks in position. To this you would attach your fender. I just get 4 fenders. You can get colored ones, white ones, whatever you prefer. I would leave them tied there permanently onto the actual clip. And when you're done for the day, wherever you're tied up at, you can take these off and stow them away together with the fender. I also suggest you mark them. Starboard, port, forward, stern, and you have you know exactly where they go every time. While we're out here, I'll also show you that the water fills out here. This just has a quick little lift up tab. Spin it out about a quarter turn and fill that with your water. That's your water tank if you have the optional shower system. Okay. In addition, this has an optional flagpole. Sits right inside here. Okay, and that just goes in and twist locks into place. While we're back here, we can look at in the stern area. There's a flap that's here that you could, if this had a ski toe, it would go inside here. This one does not have that option, but it would plug right into the back. This also has a storage compartment, and inside that storage compartment, those batteries would not normally be there, but they'd be stowed away, and you have plenty of room for accessory storage. It's also lighted as well under the courtesy light switch. Okay. While we're back here, I'll take advantage of just showing you a couple quick things on the motor. Back here is a switch that you can raise and lower the motor if you're out doing service, or if you're at the sandbar and you want to lift it the rest of the way up. That's how you do it. In addition, this particular engine, the Mercury, has a flushing attachment. This comes out, unscrew it, put your garden hose in, turn the hose on for about 10 minutes at the end of the day, and flush it out with fresh water. Make sure you cap that back up before you put it back in. Put it back and lock it in place. You're all set. The other brand motor we would have on an SC model would be a Yamaha, and theirs is very similar, except that it's on the other side, and it's a black hose fitting you would undo from the housing on the bottom of the cowling, and the hose would go into that, and you could do the same thing, flush it out at the end of the day. Lastly, we're going to try to find a gas fill on this model. Let me point that out to you. That's on the starboard side, and it works very similarly to the water fill, where you flip up the little tab, twist it, and out that comes. Okay. I'm not going to install the canvas because the boat is inside. However, the canvas is a very simple operation in that there's a bow cover and a cockpit cover. The bow goes on first, come back to the windshield, you secure it to the bottom of the windshield, and then you do the aft piece back, making sure to put the tent poles in where the vents are. The only other recommendation I do have is on the snaps, and I like to use the female snap on the canvas side. Fill them up with a special lube. It's actually called Snap Lube, and it's works out very well. Makes it a little bit easier to get these snaps on and off when it sits for a little bit. And that's pretty much that's all I got. One other more item that I'd like to go over on the SC model. They do have the swim step on them, just like the larger boats, larger platform, but this is only a small corner of the platform, but it works the same way. Locks in the down position, and when you're done, bring it back and make sure that it's locked in the up position. Great thing to have on board, not to be used when the engine is running, only to be used when it's either tied to the dock or anchored at the sandbar. And that's everything. Thank you.